Hello, my book-loving friends. Welcome back to Storytime with Mary. This is where we get to read all of our favourite books. And if you're loving reading along with Mary, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our videos so that we can read together all the time. Have you been enjoying your summer break? I've been having a whale of a time. And today we're going to be reading another special book. Today's book is called The Very Greedy Bee. This book is written by Steve Smallman and Jack Tickle. So, have you got The Very Greedy Bee at home? Grab it now and let's read it together. And while you're grabbing your buzzy book, I'm going to tell you a fun fact about no other than bees. Book lovers, did you know that bees, they make a lot of noise when they are flying? They go bzzz. You hear them going bzzz, and you can hear them coming before you even see them. But did you know why they make so much noise? I'm going to tell you. Book lovers, it's because they flap their wings 11,400 times every minute. That is what the buzzing sound is. It's them flapping their wings really, 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 really fast. Can you try flapping your hands? We'll say that our hands are wings. Try flapping your hands and see how many times in a minute you can flap. And imagine bees are flapping them 11,400 times a minute. That is why you hear them going bzzz. That is such a cool fact to impress your friends with. Okay, book lovers, have you grabbed your book, The Very Greedy Bee? Shall we get started and see what this buzzy bee gets up to in this book? In a busy, buzzy beehive lived a very greedy bee. All the other bees worked hard making honey and cleaning the hive. But the greedy bee spent all day gobbling pollen and guzzling nectar. Can you see the very greedy bee? He's just relaxing while all his friends are doing the work. The greedy bee wouldn't share his nectar with anybody. He wouldn't even let a tired ladybird sit on his flower. "Find your own flower," he shouted. "This is mine." What a mean, greedy bee. And when one day Greedy Bee found a meadow full of the biggest, juiciest flowers he'd ever seen, he decided not to tell anyone. "Yummy!" he buzzed. And lots and lots and lots of flowers, and they're all mine. He's a very, very greedy bee, isn't he? Look at his greedy face. The greedy bee whizzed and bizzed from flower to flower, slurping and burping and growing fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. At last, his tummy was so full and he settled down on a big pink flower in the warm yellow sunshine and he fell asleep. When the greedy bee woke up, it was dark. He tried to fly, but his tummy was so stodgy and podgy. So what happened? He went down instead of up and landed, biff, bang, thump, on the ground below. Poor greedy bee. "I'm scared," cried the greedy bee. "I don't know how to get home." Then he saw two glowing eyes in the long grass. "Eek, it's a monster coming out to get me." Oh no! What's Greedy Bee to do? Shall we see? But it wasn't a monster. It was two friendly fireflies. their bottoms glowing in the dark. What's wrong? They asked. I'm too full to fly, wailed the greedy bee. I can't walk home in the dark. So, I wonder what happened. Did they help him? Follow us, said the fireflies, and they all set off on the long, long journey home. Through forests, flowers and squelching mud, over hills and under hollows, trudged the greedy bee. He had never walked so far, and he was very tired. Soon be there, called the fireflies kindly. Then they heard a whooshing, watery sound. I wonder what that was. Shall we find out? Ha-ha! I'm almost home, cried the greedy bee excitedly. It's the stream. And it was, but his hive was on the other side. Oh dear, cried the greedy bee, flopping down with a flump to the floor. How will I ever get across? He sniffled sadly. We'll help you, said a tiny ant with a big leaf. That's very kind, isn't it? That's not what the greedy bee did. He wasn't very kind, was he? The ant and his friends flipped one of their leaves into the water. Jump in, they cried. Then, helped by the fireflies, the greedy bee and the ants made their way, splishing and splashing, over to the other side of the stream. He was very lucky to get all the help. Hooray, I'm home, cried the greedy bee. Wherever have you been? Cried all the other bees. I overslept, said the greedy bee, and I would never have got home if my new friends hadn't been so kind. So now I'm going to share my best honey with them. Would you like some too? Great, said the other bees. Let's have a party. That is awesome. Everyone tucked into a midnight feast of yummy, runny honey, all except for one very sleepy, very not happy, but very greedy bee. The end. I love that book because you know what? It gives us such an important message, doesn't it? Sometimes when you're a little bit too greedy and a little bit too selfish and you don't want to help other people, sometimes you might get left on your own. And you need friends to help you find your way back home like the greedy bee did. Because if his friends weren't so kind, the ant and the fireflies, he wouldn't have found his way home, would he? So book lovers, a little bit of kindness goes a really, really long way, doesn't it? Okay, if you enjoyed that book, the very greedy bee, as much as I did, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our videos, and tell your friends to subscribe so that we can read together all the time. Okay, book lovers, see you again next time. Bye.